Hey guys, and welcome to the Working Money Channel. So I want to say this because there are members in the XRP community that are still getting scammed. Guys, if you see crypto commercials at the beginning of my videos that are suggesting to send them your XRP, do not do it. It is a scam. Just wanted to make that clear. And so I think more and more of these scams will pop up as the crypto market keeps rallying. This from Robert Art. Freaking scam. Responding to CZ Binance, I don't know about you, but Bitcoin feels like a stable coin to me. It's moving up so slowly. It only moved from 4,100 in March to 11,800 now. Every time it moved, I get used to the price in like 30 seconds and start to wish it will go higher. I feel like this is a lot of people in the crypto space. Obviously, he's being facetious and quite comical. The crypto market takes time, guys. We saw a rally like we hadn't seen in a while. This is XRP on the daily. And, it came back down, it corrected. And the same with Bitcoin. We are seeing significant gains after the pandemic hit. And now we're just seeing what is called a retracement, guys. It is normal for the price not to keep going up exponentially. And it's actually, in fact, even better to see a retracement because it shows that there are some people taking profits, but what it ultimately shows is that there is still interest in the market and buyers are still buying up at a higher rate than sellers are selling. Now, I also saw this Google search interest for crypto surges to levels last seen in February 2018. This is also a great indicator that we are in a bull market. Bitcoin struggles to remain above 12,000 after briefly crossing the level 3 times this month. However, data shows that Google search interest in cryptocurrency is still soaring. And that link just brings us to this Google Trends chart here. This for the United States specifically, but you guys can see here crypto has been going up, and that level was retraced around here in February 2018. So that was the last time we saw that much interest in cryptocurrency. There was a bit of a spike last summer back in late June 2019, and that also coincided with the market. If I bring this back here, that would have been around here, okay? June 2019, end of June, early July 2019, when Bitcoin hit a high of 13,900. So the market is still going up. We are bullish. Beware of scams ultimately. And yeah, don't be impatient. This all takes time like a good pot roast. And guys, in world crypto news, it's important to see what other countries are doing with relation to crypto. This from XRP Crypto Wolf. Russian commercial bank Expo Bank has issued the country's first crypto-backed personal loan. Now, I'm not going to read this article. I just want to give you guys a sense of the headlines to really kind of understand what other countries are doing with relation to crypto, namely Russia and China. So this is the first Russian bank to offer a crypto-backed personal loan. Again, I will link this tweet in the description if you want to read the article. And then I saw this one here. XRP Crypto Wolf sends me a lot of stuff. China has now over 10,000 new blockchain companies in 2020 so far. So not in total, just in 2020. Guangdong province has the largest number of blockchain companies in China at 26,196. The number of new blockchain companies established in China in 2020 is on track to surpass that of 2019. And again, guys, I will link this article in the description if you want to read further. But I wanted to give you guys some perspective on what countries like Russia and China are doing within the crypto space. And this is why we keep hearing from Brad Garlinghouse and Chris Larson lobbying the US government to really, make a decision, make some choices, regulate crypto. Don't paint us all with one brush. Make sure that we can do business on a level playing field ourselves so that the world can benefit. I want to keep moving along here, guys. This from Eisenreich Vet on Twitter. Vet's blockchain-enabled sustainability solution centers on building a value-driven approach for businesses to streamline sustainable practices during the supply chain process. So for those of you VeChain fans out there, VeChain is getting greener, and we have seen this shift in businesses in general, like Nike, Adidas, H&M, and Amazon are already placing sustainability at the forefront of their global product and marketing strategies to help companies digitize and increase efficiency for sustainability business practices. VeChain, the leading enterprise-friendly blockchain platform, officially launched its blockchain-enabled sustainability solution. The solution is built on its one-stop data blockchain as a service, its BaaS platform, the VeChain toolchain. And so this is going to be great for a lot of reasons. I think more companies are going to go this way in the future. And if VeChain has already got a foot in the door with leading technology and that ideological green approach, this is going to be great for businesses to be more efficient and be green at the same time. So just going to scroll down here. VeChain's blockchain-enabled sustainability solution centers on building a value-driven approach to businesses to streamline sustainable practices during the supply chain and manufacturing process. Blockchain technology allows businesses to reliably and accurately showcase their sustainable practices not only to consumers but financial regulators and policymakers. Value propositions of the VeChain toolchain on sustainability, and then it lists some bullet points down here, guys. Again, I link all the articles in the description. Just going to name a few of these. So immutable proof of green supply chain, transparency and consistency of information, trust and confidence between consumers and brands, and new business value by accessing professional services. So that's essentially what VeChain is doing in order to support this green initiative. And they have some interesting partnerships, I gotta say. Some of their partnerships include BMW and Walmart China, just to name a couple of big ones. And so if you're looking for cryptocurrencies that are going to have a use case in the future, XRP definitely on the list, and VeChain doing some great things in the space, and right now only trading at under 2 cents, so 0.0184 cents. And the chart for VeChain also looking similar to that of XRP. We are seeing this on the daily. We saw the uptrend for VeChain. It started a little earlier and then a bit of a dip. Then another move up, and then it's coming back down again. So similar to XRP, if you put that on the daily, we can see that trend similar there. The question is, to me, when will Bitcoin rise and when will it bring the rest of the cryptocurrencies with it? Bitcoin, as you can see, the chart looking very, very healthy, just making higher lows, higher highs. It's already kind of pierced this level a little bit, the 12,300 level, but we really need to see some strong momentum to get past that level, and next stop about 14,000 per BTC. So anyway, not to get off topic, VeChain green business solutions are now a thing. I also saw this, guys, from XRP Crypto Wolf. PAYID version 1.3.0 has now been released, which introduces self-sovereign verifiable PAYID identity keys for non-custodial wallets. So some of the features here, they've now added identity key as a nullable property on PAYID accounts. They added identity key signatures as nullable property on PAYID addresses. There's some more things here. Admin API get /post/put/delete. This is all techie stuff. Kind of goes over my head sometimes. Add vPAYID keys to the response object for public API PAYID protocol requests. So features here have been improved. If you guys do not have a PAYID yet, it's going to be the future for payments, and Ripple, as we know, part of that alliance that was promoting this idea of having a PAYID to make cryptocurrency payments easier for the masses once we start to get that adoption. I saw this other tweet here from BitHop. Hey XRP community, now you can also search for XRP PAYID in our XRPL Explorer, and then they give an example here, and I just clicked on the example. The address is hodor$bithop.com, and you can see there's the official address, but you can send it via PAYID. It gives you transactions over here, activated accounts, balances, and more information, the QR code down here. So now the XRP Explorer also integrated with PAYID. And for those of you guys still scratching your head about PAYID, you can get a PAYID address if you do get an unstoppable domain. Now, I do have an affiliate link in the description. You can use it if you want. You don't have to use it if you don't want to. But these guys offer an integrated solution. So if you want a domain name as well, I have workingmoney.crypto. Still haven't set it up. Don't ask me about it. It'll get done soon. But I originally got it because I knew I could set up a PAYID with that. So once that's up and running, I will have a PAYID as well. And this just in from the Cryptic Poet at @OneCrypticPoet on Twitter. BitTrue just announced that they will be supporting Flare's utility fork of XRP by claiming and distributing Spark tokens to their XRP customers when the fork takes place. So this has to do with the one-to-one distribution. If you're holding XRP, the Flare network is going to be offering Spark tokens one-to-one. So if you hold 100,000 XRP, they will give you 100,000 Spark tokens. If you own 2,000 XRP, they will give you 2,000 Spark tokens. There is no date yet down here. Apparently, Benzematic has asked about that. The Cryptic Poet says, not that I know of. If anybody does hear about a date that this is taking place, please do put it in the comment section. I would like to know myself. Or tag me on Twitter if you have a Twitter account. And then the Cryptic Poet also wanted to know if Ledger will also be supporting Flare's utility fork for XRP. Now, I know I hold a ledger, but I don't want to pass up an opportunity on getting Spark tokens. So we'll see if Ledger is also supporting this initiative. Ledger is a cold storage wallet, not an exchange. So not sure if they will be supporting the initiative or not. I guess we'll still have to see what the update will be there. But I wanted to thank the Cryptic Poet. Thanks so much for posting these. I think it's really important for the XRP community to be aware of this, right? To be on their toes. Make sure they can maximize their investment as much as possible. Even if Spark tokens aren't going to be worth that much at the beginning, if you hodl them for X amount of years, they could be valuable down the road. And we know the Flare network and XRP are going to be dabbling in smart contracts. So interesting to see what's going on there. I also wanted to bring this up. This from Team Digital just tested Uphold payout system to be ready for the upcoming bull run. Payment was received after just 3 minutes. Spread the word. So, do you guys have a plan? Do you guys know how you're going to be cashing out of your XRP or of other cryptocurrencies that you may hold? This is going to be really important because, as we know, the crypto market is ramping up and interest hasn't been as heated since February 2018, as this Google Trends suggests. So make sure you guys know what your plan is. Guys, I did a video yesterday and I just updated the cash out plan that I use. And I gave you guys the spreadsheet. It was in the description of yesterday's video. I will link yesterday's video up here in the top right-hand corner. You can manually input the cryptocurrencies that you have and how much of each cryptocurrency you have, and then you can place manual target price points. You can make them more conservative. You can make them more wild if you want. And then the whole worksheet will actually fill out, and it will allow you to see if you cashed out 20%, 25%, 30%, 35%, all the way up to 90% of your cryptocurrency, how much you would need to cash out, how much you would have left, and what that amount would be based on the target prices that you have put in. So again, guys, I will link that video up here. That worksheet is in the description of yesterday's video if you're interested in that. I wanted to keep moving along, though, because I saw this from Galgatron. Ripple's long-standing coziness with the IMF is playing out right here in terms of legitimacy and exposure. He retweeted James Rule XRP's tweet here with regards to this IMF document. So James Rule says RippleNet was mentioned 7 times in this document. IMF, United States Financial Sector Assessment Program, technical note on supervision of financial market infrastructures, resilience of central counterparties, and innovative technologies. The PDF is down here. So again, I always link everything in the description. I know this statement is becoming redundant, but I do want to keep reaffirming that I do want you guys to do your own research if you are interested in certain things that I discuss, because I tend to talk about the highlighted points. In some cases, I will talk about some topics more in depth. But anyway, just wanted to touch on this. So this is from the International Monetary Fund, August 2020. And this is a very lengthy document. Ripple has been mentioned in here several times as a totally acceptable method for the future of payments. Now, you got to remember the IMF, they are an international body. They are not tied to Ripple in any way. But we know in the past that there has been connections with the IMF and Ripple. Brad Garlinghouse has gone to meetings around the world with major financial institutions, including Christine Lagarde, who was formerly from the IMF at that time. Now she's the president of the ECB, the European Central Bank. But anyway, just wanted to say there is a connection in that as apparent. I wanted to talk about this. This also a screen grab from this document right at the bottom here. And so Ant1 also just brought this to my attention. Retail payments and wholesale payments, giving us a flow chart of how that is going to work. And RippleNet is definitely down here as one of those examples from that IMF document. So it's looking promising. Ripple competing with existing money transfer agents. This from the IMF. So this just briefly goes over all those highlighted points. In its August report, which focuses on how innovative technologies are affecting the financial sector, the International Monetary Fund recognized Ripple as one of the very few new players that are challenging the establishment payment infrastructure. Some new platforms aim to compete with payment systems such as TCH, ACH, TCH RTP, and the Fedwire Fund Service, which are only accessible by banks. For example, RippleNet provides the software and the rulebook for a transfer mechanism, whereas financial intermediaries function as nodes and may partake in the consensus mechanism. This a quote directly from the report. Challenging the status quo. So the IMF notes that Ripple, along with Facebook's blockchain project Calibra and Circle's Center Consortium, is aiming to compete with existing payment solutions, namely SWIFT. They don't write it here, but this is what I'm assuming. This sets it apart from popular payment gateways such as PayPal and Square that are merely complementing existing money transfer agents with their services. So this is important to note, okay? Ripple is not another PayPal. Ripple is on board to take on the current financial system, and apparently so is Facebook's Libra coin, which got thwarted in court last year. I believe it was June 2019. So here's another flowchart down here describing the United States FMI landscape in the United States. So it gives us payments, government security repos and MBS, equities, corporate and municipal bonds, exchange-traded derivatives and OTC derivatives, giving us a complicated breakdown of how this all works. Guys, again, I'll link this in the description if you want to read it further, but I will also link this PDF because I believe this will go into more detail with regards to this flowchart. This is just summarizing it. As reported by you today, Brian Brooks, head of the Office of the Comptroller of the Currency, recently criticized SWIFT, the go-to payment network, for how slow and inefficient it is, thus making a case for Ripple's blockchain technology. So we talked about that video the other day, the one where he was being interviewed by the wonderful Julia Chatterley. While offering substantial efficiency gains, the distributed ledger technology, or DLT, is still in its nascency, and a lack of standardization hinders its adoption. So this is the lack of standardization that we keep going back to, the fact that the United States government still needs to make clear cryptocurrency regulations in order for this to proceed. But then we talk about embracing crypto innovations. Another major roadblock for such innovative payment systems is the absence of a straightforward regulatory regime. Okay, so just what I said here. RippleNet is designed as a wholesale payment system without being subject to payment system requirements and other requirements posed by banks. There is, however, some limited scrutiny, i.e. by FinCEN and the Federal Reserve. Ripple CEO Brad Garlinghouse recently took to Twitter to announce that he would be speaking at the inaugural crypto town hall together with U.S. Representative Tom Emmer. And we've talked about Tom Emmer in the past. He's a crypto-friendly guy who is part of the system. So hopefully, you know, with some people on the inside, we can make some of these laws change. He once again urges American regulators and lawmakers to embrace crypto as the future of payments in his tweet. And here's his tweet here, just a quote from his tweet. The U.S. has a real opportunity to embrace crypto innovation as the future of payments, despite 2020 throwing an ongoing series of cataclysmic events our way. The United States has an opportunity here, and this is why I bring up Russia. This is why I bring up China, because we need to know what these countries are doing in order to maintain a strong position on the global stage. Okay? There's already a trade war going on with China, and this is kind of at the center of it because financial transactions do play a huge part in trade. And ultimately what I'm saying, we can't mess this up. But I thought this was great. Ultimately, the IMF has been cozy with Ripple for a while, and this is not new news, but it is great to see an updated report with regards to this. I wanted to keep moving along here, though, because Navin Gupta just last night posted this. Thank you, Julia Chatterley and Brian Brooks. A great flavor of things to come. This was a tweet with regards to Brian Brooks's interview, which I covered a couple of days ago now. And Navin Gupta, an employee of Ripple working in Southeast Asia. What I thought was interesting was this, very astute from XRP Crypto Wolf. Ripple Managing Director of South Asia and MENA, meaning Navin Gupta, said, thank you, Julia Chatterley and Brian Brooks. A great flavor of things to come. So what could he be referring to? Possibly the fact, and probably the fact, that Ripple and XRP are going to be at the center of this new financial system. Okay, the IMF wouldn't be mentioning them if they were insignificant. So, a flavor of things to come from Navin Gupta. And another thing I wanted to mention here, with regards to RippleNet and worldwide exposure, I saw this from Matthew Liny on Twitter. RBL Bank of India partners with Accenture. We also know Accenture is a RippleNet partner to build a digital bank infrastructure. So this, not going to read the article, but this with regards to the country of India and Accenture. Now we know Ripple is already permeated India in many ways, But look at the connections here, and I reported on something similar a few years ago. IM Legion points this out. I wonder if there is a pattern somewhere. So he's also picking up on this India deal here with Accenture. Down here in the thread, he posts another screen grab with Swift, this from back in April 2016. Swift and Accenture outline path to distributed ledger technology adoption within the financial services. Now Sweden, let's look at Sweden. Sweden to test e-krona central bank digital currency on Corda blockchain. This from 2 months ago. Today, Riksbank, the Swedish central bank, announced a trial for an e-krona targeted at the general public. The solution is developed by Accenture using the Corda enterprise blockchain, so another Accenture connection. Now let's go to the United States and the Digital Dollar Project. So the Digital Dollar Project is a partnership between Accenture and the Digital Dollar Foundation to advance exploration of a United States central bank digital currency. The purpose of the project is to encourage research and public discussion on the potential advantages of the digital dollar, convene private sector thought leaders and actors, and propose possible models to support the public sector. The project will develop a framework for potential practical steps that can be taken to establish a dollar CBDC. Again, guys, the Accenture connection right up here at the beginning if you didn't catch that. Now let's go to Thailand, guys. Bank of Thailand to trial central bank digital currencies for corporate payments. Yesterday, the Bank of Thailand announced plans for a prototype of a business payment system that will use central bank digital currencies, or CBDCs. The project will build on the bank's previous CBDC work, Project Inthanon. One of Thailand's highest profile blockchain projects is the Siam Cement, a procurement solution developed by the company's innovation arm, digital ventures company, in conjunction with none other than Accenture. So you're starting to see these connections. Who's next, asks IM Legion. Finally down here, just to confirm, just to wrap it all up here, from Ripple's website from a few years ago now, Accenture entered into an alliance with Ripple in 2015. Ripple provides the only enterprise distributed financial technology to banks that enables faster cross-border payments, delivering real-time certainty for every settlement. So guys, to me, it's very clear where this is all going. And Mike also brings this up too. Bank of England hires Accenture for a £150 million overhaul of the UK payment system. And I'm sure we will continue to see articles with more and more countries around the world over time continue to get on the payment infrastructure that will change the world. Whether they do it through R3, whether they do it through Accenture, whether they do it through Temenos, it all doesn't matter, because at the end of the day, much of the world's cross-border payments will be running through RippleNet and XRP. Anyways, that's just my opinion, but I want to hear what you guys think. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Like the video if you like the content I'm providing. I always love hearing your comments. See you in the next one, guys.